Hello, everyone. Welcome to our next episode, our next broadcast of our AIPAL Live on LinkedIn Live series. Today we have again a bit more product-specific topic, Autodesk Revit-specific topic. Today we're going to speak about spreadsheets, how you can work with spreadsheets in Revit, what you can do with that. My name is Christian from AIPAL. I'm here with my business partner, Kent Watson. Kent will do, I think, most of the talking today. So he is my favorite Revit guru, worldwide Revit guru. How long are you using the software now, Kent?
Since 2002.
2002. I think a lot of BIM experts out there went to primary school or maybe kindergarten that day.
Probably.
Yeah. Probably. Okay. Yeah. So you have a lot of experience around Revit, and
And always learning.
always learning. Yeah, it never stops. It never
Never
stops. That's
stop.
right.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So we already introduced ourselves. So Ken is the CTO. I'm the CEO of AIPAL. We are based in Brisbane, Australia. We are a BIM and CAD consultancy. We have a few partnerships with some industry-leading software tools, for example, Autodesk, but also other tools and platforms we really believe in. So we see ourselves as vendor agnostic, software agnostic consultants. But we also think it's important to have so to be vendor engaged and work together with the vendors on the solutions our clients need. We have background in all AEC disciplines, not only architecture. So we have a strong focus also on the MEP discipline and structural. And we all worked as engineers, consultants on real projects, and software consultants for many years for Autodesk partners, for example. And have a large wide experience of BIM and everything in the CAD. Okay, Kent, over to you.
Alrighty.
I stop sharing my screen.
Yep.
Now it's
let me share mine.
time for diving into the product. We don't have much slides today. Yeah, so
Let's
pure
go.
content, like pure content.
I'm not sure. Wrong screen. Let's go with this one. All right. So we can see, just move that one over there. So we can see the Revit screen in the background here.
So let me get you to the stream. Okay, so you should be live. Yeah.
All right, so it's all loaded and going. That's good. Right, so we're just going to have a look at a few different scenarios here, with a tool that helps us work with Excel, with Revit schedules in a way that we can work with Excel spreadsheets. And we can actually do that a lot of the time without actually even leaving the Revit interface. So I'm just going to start with having a look at this architectural project that everybody's probably familiar with. So in this architecture project, if I come down to the schedules here, we've got a few schedules. We've got the door schedule. I've actually added just quickly this window schedule for demonstration purposes as well. But if I open up this door schedule, we've got, I guess, a typical looking door schedule here. But, one of the things that they're doing with this door schedule actually is they have the hardware schedule here. So they're using this hardware schedule to drive the door schedule. So if I was to actually add some of those hardware schedule parameters into the door, the door schedule, it would be controlled by selecting the key number over there. So it's called a key schedule, and you can see that's what they've done there. But doing that can be a little bit cumbersome in managing stuff, because you've got to have so many different variations of that, so many different keys to cover the way that all the different options that you might be trying to accommodate. And it's much easier, really, if we could just work with some of this stuff in an Excel-like format. So, there's various tools out there that will allow you to work in an Excel-like format. Our favorite is the CTC tools. So they have, and we'll be having a look at both this Spreadsheet Link and the Schedule Excel options here. And as I say, there are other tools that do similar things, but we find these tools to certainly be the best. So if we click on the Spreadsheet Link there, I'm just going to come down to my categories and choose a schedule, and I hope my bright yellow cursor there is easy to follow but not too offensive to you all. And we'll go with the door schedule. I'll just add the door schedule over, and you can see
we don't see your cursor.
Oh, you don't actually see the cursor?
I can't see it now.
Okay. That's interesting. All right. So it might be a little bit harder to follow along then. Anyway, that's all right. So you can always reach out to us if you want a personal demo of any of this sort of stuff, and we're happy to do personal demonstrations and help you out with various workflows related to these tools as well. So from here, we've got the typical schedule, I suppose, here. And it may be that we want to put in frame type here as aluminium as an example. Whoop, got the uppercase L there. And so what we can do here is we can just sort of direct fill down. If I wanted to grab some things there, I can copy paste just like I would normally in Excel. So it's very flexible and allows me to just push all that information very quickly and easily into the table here, or the Revit schedule. So just sort of having a bit of a quick look at that, I can then go and apply this to my project. And it's asked me if I want to apply those to my project. Choose yes, and it's going to give me a little report there to tell me that it's done. And I can just go ahead and close that down. I can actually save these settings. I'm going to choose no, but I can save those settings to either a file or directly to the project as well. But you can see there very quickly and easily, without too much fuss, I've been able to get in and add information into the schedule. The next one we'll have a look at here is the window schedule. So with our window schedule, and I used to do a fair bit of residential drafting as well, and I know it's probably changed a bit over time, but from a residential drafting perspective, we often wanted to just specify the windows as standard sizes. So this would be a 1209 because it's 12, sort of a manufacturer's standard 1200 high and 900 wide. So we'd put the 09 in. So I'll show you how we can do that as well, and add some other information, have a look at some other options in here. So if I go back to the Spreadsheet Link, and I can, in fact, if I come down here to my schedules again, I can, in fact, actually bring both the door schedule and the window schedule over at one time. So you can see what it's done is it's just added two tabs down here. But it's also probably interesting to note, before I meant to mention this before, but before I jump onto the window schedule, is we can also include with this tool some interesting information, such as whether the facing has been flipped onto that door schedule. So you can see in here, I can see whether the facing has been flipped or not. So that's an interesting one to keep in mind. So these are parameters that in the back end of Revit that we can get access to. So there's many there, and as I say, we'll have a look at some of those when we get to the structural side of things as well. But if I jump over to the window schedule now, as I said, what I want to do perhaps is, well, first of all, we might just type in fixed. So this is a type parameter, and you can see I can actually just type in fixed up here, but it fills out the entire schedule because it's giving us, we just need to, they're all the same window type, so I'm just updating one. But as I mentioned, I may want to include the size in here. So I'm just going to hit the create. I'm going to create a new shared project parameter. So it will be able to be tagged down the track. And I'll just put this under the identity data group. So you can just see I'm just adding all the information, hit the create, and it's actually added that shared parameter into my schedule here. So I'm adding parameters to my schedule while I'm working in this Excel-like interface. Now, one of the things that's really cool is I can still, and if you're into this sort of stuff, you can still do some fairly complex formulas. So I've got this formula on my clipboard there. So just hitting enter there, and you can see the complex formula is concatenating the first two numbers. If basically, if I was to have a look at it, we're concatenating effectively these two fields together, but I'm also being a little bit smart because we're going, well, if the length is greater than 3, then we'll grab the first two letters on the left-hand side. But if it's less than 3, like it is, if it's not greater than 3, in other words, it's equal to or less than 3. So if it's not greater than 3, then it's only going to grab the first letter or number there on the left-hand side and put before that a 0. And effectively, that's how we're getting the 09 there. And of course, I can then just using normal Excel functionality, I can fill down like that, go Control D to fill down. If I wanted to update the marks over here as well, once again, it's got some smarts to it. So if I just start filling out the numbering like this, W01, W02, and then I can just drag that down as well, and you can see it starts incrementing all those for me. So very quickly and easily, I've updated and applied this to my schedule. You can see the updates.
Do all the formulas that you know from Excel, do they all work here?
I won't say all of them do, but certainly the ones that people would be most familiar with definitely do. There is some fairly specialized formulas in Excel that don't work. But I think
the one that you used for the size, that is already, I think, pretty complex, and most
that's right. That's already
maybe don't know that.
Yeah, so I'm concatenating. Yeah. I've got an if statement. I've got a length, measuring the length, and then I've got this left statement.
I think with the if statement you can cover a lot already.
Exactly. Yeah. And so any of those typical Boolean statements will all work directly here within the spreadsheet interface without actually having to go to Excel.
Yeah, and maybe another question that a couple of viewers have: you don't need to have Excel on your machine to.
No, you don't.
To do all that thing. So this is not opening up Excel or something.
Correct.
This looks very much like Excel, but you don't need to have an Excel license on your machine available.
No, you don't need an Excel license on your machine at all. And in fact, if you did just want to use, one of the, like OpenOffice or one of those other free Office versions, once again, the formulas within those still work, and they usually can save to an Excel format as well. And so anything that I'm showing you here, I will be using Excel for some of the things, but just keep in mind that so long as your spreadsheet tool can save to an Excel format, then what I show you here will work.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so if I just close that one down, and I meant to hit no on that, just cancel it, so you can see it's updated that, it's added the size column in there and given me all those sizes. If I just click in there, obviously there is no formula or anything there, it's just giving me the values that have come through to there. And the fixed has been pushed through as well. So, you know, as I say, very quickly and easily we've updated this. So what is quite interesting with this as well, and we'll just close this file down for now. And I'm going to open up this structural file. And this is just to sort of demonstrate some of the functionality, I guess. Whatever we do here obviously can apply to any of the other disciplines. But one of the things that can be useful in a construction project is to actually have a set out table of things like our footings and you know, potentially columns and stuff like that. So what I mean by set out table is effectively having an easting and a northing value and an RL as well, if you like, for the different locations. So the surveyor can then just come along and fill that out. So what I've actually got, and I probably don't have it open in the background here. Let me just see if I can. Yeah, is that it? Yeah, that'll do. So I've got this this Excel spreadsheet here, and you can see this is effectively table data that's come out of from the Excel the Spreadsheet Link tool that we've been using. But I've actually set up in here some additional tabs that are all reading from. So you can see there it's coming from the structural foundations column C4. So if I went and had a look at that, columns C4. So it's just reading the information from this first tab and formatting it for me here. Now that's our set out table from the survey base point. I've also got it from the project base point, and in here, if we have a look at that, it's actually doing some doing a bit of calculations as well, and it'll be based on sorry, not that one there. It'll be based on this this in here. All right, so what our northing and easting and elevation and angle is set to for a project base point. So what I mean by that is if I come in here and I have a look at this here, and you can see the project base point that I've got shown there, and it's got a northing and an easting. All right, I have in here actually added that information in. What I might do is actually I'll just quickly copy those to both of those to the clipboard, and I'll set them to 0 for our template. Save it. Actually, that's the wrong one to be doing that in, but we'll see that actually in a minute. So yeah, I just need to push that information in to give me the set out table relative to our project base point, if that's what I want to do, or relative to the survey point there. So once again, if I go to my Spreadsheet Link tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some saved settings, and it's a recently saved settings, but you can see it is a settings file. What I will just point out once I've got that open, let's take a moment, and it's asking me if I want to overwrite, because you can see I've got some tagging going on there as well. So if I overwrite that, the tagging's all been wiped out. And when we save our settings, we can save them to a file, which is what I did in this instance, but you can also save them to your project. And then in my advanced save here, what I've actually got it doing is it's specifying this worksheet, which is, as I said, an XLSX file. So you don't need to have Excel to be able to create that. If you want one of these templates, you can. It'll work even if you had somebody else create that for you in Excel, but you've just got it on your computer, it would still work. So anyway, so it's reading that file as our template, and that's why in the background it has opened up here, and there's basically the information that I've got here. So that it's read directly from the project. So in my project base point data here, you can see I've actually got that information already in there. So I'll just set that to 0. Actually, let me hit escape there. So if I go to the setout table here, I've got this this tag number 1 sitting there, and you can see the easting is 205, and if I go to the survey, the easting is 9407. So the reason I just want to show that is I'll just quickly close this down. So you can see when I measure to this, and this is number 1 here, it's 205 from the project base point, and when I measure from the survey point, you can see that it's 9407. So it's giving me the accurate dimensions on those. For the purposes of this demonstration, True North is directly up the page for both project and survey. All right, so the other thing we can do is we can actually, so what I guess, sorry, before I go on, what we've actually done here is we've added parameters for our coordinates project X, Y, and Z, and that's what's giving us our northing and easting, etc. In my sorting here, I can, it's starting off by sorting by mark there, but I might want to start by sorting by all the Y coordinates. So give me all the Y coordinates that are the same, and then say give me all the X coordinates that are the same. Because what I'm going to do here with that sorting, actually, sorry, I should have gone back and let's change that. I need to go by family and type first, then I'll go Y, and then I'll go X. Okay, so the reason I'm doing that is I'm going to do the add the mark value. So you can see here the family is pile cap, so I can go PC 01, PC 02, and you know, using this Excel type functionality again, I can just drag that down until I get to the bottom of all my pile caps. And then for the piles, I can number my piles as well. So what I'm doing with that, the way why I've sorted it by Y and then by X, is it's going to give me the tagging in some sort of logical drawing order as well. So just at this point here, if I was to apply that to my active worksheet, and I'll just close that down. If I was to go and have a look, so if I select on this guy here, and we have a look, so you can see that's PC03. So it's just working and basically giving me a logical order that's around, you know, based around the geometry of the building by sorting it with the X and Y coordinates. So the next thing that I want to do is, actually I should have saved it after I'd done that, but anyway, yeah, I'll update that. So all I need to do here is actually just save this spreadsheet now. What I could do as well is just you know, fill down in here if I needed to. So if there was additional stuff, I can just fill down, or if I need to delete some of the stuff, I can do that as well. So I guess depending on the number of objects in your project, this is set up here to fit onto an A1 sheet, which you'll see very shortly. So I'm just going to save this now as jump out to here, and I'll call it that foundation set out. And yes, I'll replace that. No, I won't bother saving my settings. So with that saved now, I can actually bring in, I can actually bring in my, let's create a new sheet, bring in that table into my sheet. So I'll just create a new sheet, A1 metric. And with the Schedule Excel here, I can click on the Add, Open, find the Excel file that I just created. There's the sheets that I want to bring in. If I wanted to bring in both the set out, the survey set out and the project set out, I can just go to multiple and tick on the two options there. And it's going to create a new view, and the view type is going to be a schedule view, not a drafting view, which a lot of tools that want to bring in stuff from Excel do. This is going to be a schedule view. So click OK to that. And you can see in here, we've got those two layouts displayed there. We've got options to update, which we'll come back to shortly. And in my schedule view here, we've got the survey and the project set out. So if I just change, just grab that and drag that onto my view here. It's a bit jumpy as the mouse moves around, but there you go. So there I've, based on the set out table project, you can see I've filled out, got my tag numbers all laid out there, and my northing, easting, and elevation for those items. So if I were to update that, so if I came back to that file, which is that one there now, if I came back to that file, let's just say I'd forgotten to put the values in here. I'll just zero them out at the moment for my set out table project. So that will have actually updated all those values there. I don't know if you remember what they were before, but now that they've been zeroed out like that, they've been updated. Close that down, come back here, run my Schedule Excel, and perhaps before I do that, let's just zoom in so you can see the values there. Go to my Schedule Excel, and you can see they're both reading as being out of date, but really it was only the project one that was out of date. So I can update just that one or update them all at the same time. And you can see that value has already changed here in my table. Now that value there would have updated if I had closed the project and opened it again. It would have updated it automatically. But it sort of works like a link or an XREF where you do need to, while it's open, tell it that you want to update it. So that's the workflow, I guess. Some of the things that we can do with working through the using the CTC tools here, where we're combining both the Spreadsheet Link tool and the Schedule Excel tool to provide a result that we can't natively get with inside Revit. So I hope you find that presentation informative, get you thinking about perhaps some of the other things that you might like to be able to do, particularly in getting access to some of those background parameters. If you'd like to get some more information or have a personal demonstration and look at your workflows about that sort of thing as well, then certainly reach out to us and we'd be happy to help.
Yeah, I think it can be a huge time saver. Definitely. And I don't know, 1,000 use cases come to mind. So
yeah,
I spoke to a couple of clients who were asking for things for who work with coordinates for boreholes or things like that. Pretty much the same. Yeah, so that would all work with these kind of things with that tool. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so maybe just stop sharing your screen, mate. I just have 1 or 2 slides from my side. Yeah, so Kent already mentioned, yeah, if you have any questions around these kind of workflows, around a specific software tool, yeah, if you want to see more, or if you're not sure if there is a workflow for your use case, yeah, let us know. Give us a call, send us an email, connect@apal.com.au, our website, www.apal.com.au. And yeah, we are happy to answer all questions regarding around BIM and CAD. Yeah, other than that, thank you very much for your attention and for your time today. Not sure if that was now on the broadcast. Oh no, I did not add it to the stream. Go one slide back. Here we are. Yeah, so here again our phone number, and connect@apal.com.au. Get in touch with us for if you have more questions around that. Yeah, other than that, yeah, thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed it. We are back in 2 weeks' time, Wednesday, with I don't know what we are speaking about. Let's see. If you have any suggestions, any ideas, let us know. Just put it in the comments. Send us an email. Yeah, contact us through LinkedIn. And yeah, we try to put something together around that. All right. Have a great day, and hope to see you soon. See ya.
Thanks, everyone.